one. It says, what is the solution of the linear equation? And we got a pretty good long equation here. Remember, with an equal sign that separates it into two sides? What makes this question harder is we have x's on both sides. And so we'll talk about that in a second. But whenever we're talking about an equation, I will always go back to my two-step world. Two-step world is just, again, the idea of equations is we're isolating the x all by itself. Our challenge is we have it on both sides. We'll have to get it to the same side. But then once you get your distributing and all your excess work, you're always going to be left with a two-step. So I imagine that we're going to see that in this question at some point. Okay, I'm going to use where it's written right now. I'm going to kind of drag this line a little further, and we're going to talk. First thing I'm going to spot is there's a lot of fraction answers. If these were all nice numbers, I might have just practiced plugging it in to see what the answer is. But knowing there's only one, I could do it right now, but I'm just going to do the math to do the math, and we'll test it at the end to double check. When you have a number in front of a parenthesis, that's when we have to distribute it to the inside. So we're going to multiply -5 to both of those numbers. So -5 times 3 is a -15. And if you sometimes forget, remember that a -5 times a -7, a negative times a negative has to be a positive. So that'd be a positive 35x. And nothing is going to change on that side. That was our first step. So again, I see x's on both sides. So now I want to decide, let's get them to one side. Do I want to bring them over here or do I want to bring them over here? You're not wrong no matter how you do it. In my mind, I typically would bring the smaller number over because they're both positive, and that'll leave me with a positive number. So if I -9 on one side, I have to -9 on the other side. Those are both x's. That's why they go where they go. So what is 35 take away 9? 26x. I can leave the -15 in front. I could also move it behind it. I know this is a positive and this is a negative. So as long as I keep them the same, you haven't done anything wrong, just so you know. If that feels like, no, I wouldn't do that, let's keep it just like it is. And we just came straight down. So again, these lines mean the same thing right here. This line and this line. Okay, so if I solve this, my goal is to get the letter x all by itself. So I'm going to what? Add 15. If I do that on this side, I have to do that on this side. Notice that this is a two-step. 11 plus 15 is going to be 26. That goes away. And now how do I get rid of something being multiplied? Divide. Okay, we didn't get a fraction. We actually got the number 1. So again, instincts are right here. That's my answer. If I want to verify, all you do is you replace the x with the number 1. So let's do that. X is 1. So instead of putting an x, I'm going to put the number 1. Instead of putting an x, I'm going to put the 1. Let's start on the right since it doesn't have as much work. 9 times 1 is 9. 9 plus 11, I know that's going to be what number? You're right, 20. So I better get a 20 on this side because it has to be equal. 7 times 1 is 7. What is 3 minus 7? Okay, so in the parenthesis, I now have a -4. And in the front, I have a -5. And if I was to multiply, parenthesis multiply, a negative times a negative, I do get 20 equals 20. It's a double check to verify that's the answer. Good luck. Keep up the hard work.